What it do, insightful ones? It is the Ignant Intellectual, and this is a space where you are invited to think about your thoughts. Today I want you to think about this. Sometimes all those demands we have for having the best, refusing to settle, always having top of the line, what if I told you sometimes that's not about worth? Sometimes it's not about a desire for a soft life. It's not about because I worked hard so I deserve it. What if I told you sometimes it's about unhealed poverty wounds from childhood?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Personally, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Holly Grove in the city of New Orleans. Now, we weren't the poorest, but we also weren't the richest. So eventually in high school, I started identifying as upper lower class. Our house leaned on one side. We had to get it leveled every couple of years. We did not need ADP or any other type of gate or home security because our gate creaked so loud anytime somebody came in the gate. The roof leaked. Our home was tattered and lived in. Some people even called it raggedy. But I always had a winter coat. The car turned over every day. I had a shit ton of books and encyclopedias. I kept money in my pocket, and I even went to private school. But sometimes, even as an adult, every now and then, I experience a fear of being reminded of insert some experience that hurt me that I had as a child around my social class status. I have even overspent as an adult buying shit that not only did not need, but that I actually didn't really want. Because I, like many of you, maybe refuse to tap into an unhealed poverty wound that still exists on the inside of me. We know it, but we fear even a glimpse of the poor child we once were. We ain't going back there for nobody or nothing. Now, I know y'all like to tussle. So there's somebody out there saying, what you trying to say? You saying I want too much? What does all this even mean? You saying I shouldn't treat myself to nice things? Listen, I can't speak on what you want. Only you can. My point is to interrogate our desires. Think about our thoughts. Think deeply about what we want and why. Listen, we live in a society that bombards us with images and notions of consumption. So maybe you want too much, maybe you don't. Only you know that. But I do know that many of us have been duped into believing that the more inaccessible plus the more unattainable plus the more unavailable equals the more valuable. So maybe we're spending under those pretenses. Overall, I believe that we are all seeking safety. Underneath the designer labels, underneath the homes in the gated communities, behind the secure buildings that we grant people access to, behind the doors of the cars with the prestigious emblems, behind the job titles that garner certain social responses, underneath all of the symbols of social capital, we are all seeking safety. So, my thinking in regards to this video is simply think about your thoughts instead of not thinking about your thoughts. Once I did that, I just noticed things shifting. My life began to change. I have friends who've been through every religion and belief system known to man. I remember in college, the 5%ers was popping at a Christian school more than the Christians. They've delved deeply. They've changed their mind. They've gone from Baptist to Catholic to Buddhist to 5%ers. Some have even spun the God block and back in church. I also have friends who have never strayed from their childhood ways of being and beliefs. Either can work, as long as throughout your process, you are committed to understanding why you're making the decisions you're making. Even if the reason is because I want social acceptance. Even if the reason is because I have a childhood poverty wound that I'm avoiding, at least let's acknowledge it. One of the hallmark tenets of white supremacy is that it robs us of space and place to imagine, to think. So, let us interrogate our desires. Think about our thoughts. Think deeply about what we want and why. So like, comment, subscribe. Let's chat it up in the comments. Peace.